Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Land That Time Forgot, The People That Time Forgot, and Out of Time's Abyss. All books 1918. This ace book follows the text from the original as presented in the Blue Book magazine. Cover art is by Roy Crinkle Jr. Edgar Rice Burroughs was born in 1875. He served in the military, and then he tried to start a mining operation with his brothers in Utah. That mining operation failed, and then he went on to California with his family to try to see if he could find his way. In 1911, he was selling pencil sharpeners. He thought there's got to be more than this. So he took up writing adventure stories. He had no experience. I have been successful probably because I have always realized that I knew nothing about writing and have merely tried to tell an interesting story entertainingly. The other thing he knew how to do was to market his work. Once he started having some success with the Tarzan stories and other series, he actually formed a printing company to print his own books. He licensed Tarzan for toys and movies. Tarzan has become one of the most popular pop culture icons in history. But back to The Land That Time Forgot. Our protagonist is Bowen Tyler. The year is 1914. He's on a ship in the English Channel, and the ship is torpedoed by a German submarine. He and some of the people survive and are picked up by a tug, which in turn is going to be attacked by the German sub. There's a battle on the deck of the German sub, and they take over the sub. It just so happens that Bowen Tyler built subs in the United States. So the tug crew, commanded now by Bowen Tyler, take hold of this U-boat and try to make for shore. But they can't because they are mistaken for Germans. They are holding some of the Germans prisoner. While they're at sea, a storm rises. There's some sabotage. Someone has wrecked their navigation equipment. Their journeys eventually bring them towards Brazil, where they're still not welcome, and around underneath South America. Once they get into the Pacific Ocean, they need to land. They're running out of supplies. They come upon an island in the mist. This island, they will come to find out, is called Caspak. This island is surrounded by impenetrable mountains, but there is an underground river flowing out into the ocean. They take their submarine and go in. Inside, they find a prehistoric land. The Germans seek to get control of the sub. People are lost in the land. They meet up with all sorts of creatures and prehistoric people. There's romance and swashbuckling adventure. Will they find a way to refuel the sub? Will they escape the dangers of the island? Will there be romance? Of course there's going to be romance. Bowen Tyler has a romance with a woman that he's on and off again right from the beginning of the novel. This is an easy-to-read page-turner book. It's 126 pages. The momentum never stops. Plenty of plot twists and interesting developments. This kind of reminds me of the first time I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark. I give The Land That Time Forgot 7 out of 10. The People That Time Forgot. It's a connected sequel. Bowen Tyler has sent a message in a thermos bottle, and it's been recovered from the ocean. His friend Thomas Billings goes to find him. Once again, plot twists and adventures. This time, though, we see many of the primitive people of Caspak. Burroughs imagines a place where people go through evolution over a number of years. That means they start out, in his words, as low people and rise in intelligence and ability. For example, the type of weapons they would use. It's a bit unsettling. It seems to be a form of eugenics. Of course, Thomas Billing eventually falls in love with one of these people. Can the couple survive? Will they find Bowen Tyler? Well, as I said, it was a bit unsettling. It's still another 125-page novel. I would give this one 5 out of 10. The third connected novel of Kaspak, Out of Time's Abyss. This novel follows the adventures of someone who was lost in the first novel. His name is Bradley. We see him captured by winged people. These people have no respect for life. In fact, they keep track of how many they've killed. Of course, he finds a love interest while captured. They escape. Will they be able to stay ahead of these winged people called Weirdos? This is the concluding story of Kaspak. It does satisfactorily wrap everything up. The Weirdos are really creepy creatures. I think this book is the scariest of the three. I give it 6 out of 10. For over 100 years, these novels have proved to be popular. There was even a movie made of The Land That Time Forgot. Check out the poster. I don't think T-Rexes were underwater, and I don't think there was manta rays with beams shooting out. Doug McClure had to fight his way through a lot of cheesy effects in this movie. So, averaging out my ratings for these books, I give the series 6 out of 10. What do you think? Have you read some Edgar Rice Burroughs? What are your favorite characters from his novels? Are you able to enjoy his novels, or do you find them historically troubling? Let me know in the comments below. As always, keep reading.